أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون من شيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to the last 10th phase of Ramadan, mashallah. It's day 21, alhamdulillah. And so that makes it the day 21 on Ramadan Nugget with Halimat. And the theme for today is unity. So we're going to be looking at Quran and Hadith verses, talking about why it's important to live as one brotherhood and to be united, mashallah. Surely the believers are like one brother, they are brothers. So I'll go on to the Quran verse that is saying something on unity, and that's Quran 3 verse 103, and it says, "And hold firmly to the rope of Allah all together, and do not become divided, and remember the favor of Allah upon you when you were enemies, and He brought your hearts together, and you became by His favors brothers." Then he says the believers are nothing else than brothers in Islam. So make reconciliation between your brothers and fear Allah that you may receive mercy. This is Quran 49 verse 10. So these are the two Quran verses that we'll be using to talk about unity today. The first is Quran 3 verse 103, where Allah was talking about how He brought us His favor by making us come together, making our hearts one. And then the other one was talking about that we are nothing but brothers, and that when there is any issue between us, we should reconcile. It does not say there won't be issues between us. It does not say that we'll always be friends and don't have reasons to argue or, stop talking for a while. But it did encourage us and advise that we must reconcile between our brothers, and we should fear Allah so that we can receive Allah's mercy, mashallah. So I'll look at your deeds that are talking about this as well. The Prophet of Allah, peace and mercy be upon him, said, "Verily, the believer are like a structure. Each part strengthens the other." And the Prophet claps his finger together like this, like you are like this. You are all together, that if one part is missing, then the other part is missing. So these highlight the importance of supporting one another during times of need, willingly and sincerely, mashallah. So the parable of the believers in their affection, mercy, and compassion for each other is that of a body. Thank you. So the parable of the believers in their affection, mercy, and compassion for each other is that of a body. When any limb aches, the whole body reacts with sleeplessness and fever. So this was related by Buhari. It's saying that the believers are like each part of one body. That when one part is affected, the other part feels the pain. Ìyẹn ni pé àdàgẹ́gẹ́ bí gbogbo ẹ̀yà ara táwọn pé gbogbo ẹ̀ la nídìí láti jẹ́ kó ṣiṣẹ́ pọ̀ tó yẹ pé tí apá kan nǹkan bá ń ṣe apá kan, gbogbo ara ti wà affected. So that's the parable of the believers. Like we are like all parts of the body. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We are like all parts of the body, such that when one part of the body feels a pain, the whole part of the body is aware of it. And so we all want to treat it together, mashallah. So through unity, a lot can be achieved, Unity brings people together, creating love, harmony, and generosity between them. As believers, we can use unity as a platform to speak kindness to others, as well as an opportunity for our spiritual growth to become closer to Allah, mashallah. So let's reflect on the virtues of unity, allowing us to spread sincere kindness to our family. That's some of the things that being united does to us, our friends, humanity at large, and the world we live in. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to unite in goodness, love, and generosity. May He allow us to enlighten those in desperate need with hope, and may He maintain love in the bonds we have with our kingship and brotherhood, mashallah. So today on the program, we're looking at unity as a theme, and we've gone ahead to read the Quran and Hadith that was talking more about unity and why it is important to be united. When you are united, there's love among us. When there's love among us, then we are progressing. We are seeing Allah's Rahmah, and thereby it translates to a better family relationship, a better friendship, and of course, at large, a better society. So Islam encourages us to live in unity with our brothers, mashallah. And being in unity means that we show true love to ourselves. We are sincere to ourselves. We care about each other. We are always watching out for each other's interests. We are always trying to prevent harm from each other. We are always trying to encourage ourselves to the best form that we can be, mashallah. So that is what it means. When we are united, most things, every other thing, then would fall into place. Yoruba used to say, Bogiri Obalanu, if we are united as one nation, and there will not be room for third parties to come in and create enmity or hatred between us, mashallah. So I pray that Allah makes it easy for us to be able to show more love to our brothers and sisters, mashallah. So on that note, I'll move to the elder tips for today. The elder tip for today is saying that we should be moderate in our consumption of appetizers such as, small chops and all that when we're fasting, because deep fried foods are high in calories and fat. They could increase cholesterol level in the blood. So instead, when you can, try to have them baked and stuffed with low-fat cheese. So let's try to reduce consumption of appetizers. But if we cannot reduce it, if we must have it, then let's try to keep it baked. Let's try other means rather than fried, mashallah. So on the Ramadan checklist for today, it says that we should keep our ears, eyes, tongue, hands, and feet, and all other bodily organs free from sin. So like I always say, Ramadan is not just about not eating from dawn to sunset. It is in 3 levels. It's a deeper level beyond that. So, and one of that is to make sure that let me say it for the Yoruba, is to make sure that every other part of our body is also fasting with us. We are keeping our eyes, our ears, our nose, our mouth, our legs, our hands, and every other part of our body. We are keeping it holy and clean, mashallah. Excuse me. Thank you. So make sure that you are keeping your hand, your hairs, and every other part of your body free from sins, mashallah. During Ramadan, and by extension, Allah making it easy every day of your life, inshallah. So I'll move to the meal idea for today. Remember that this is just a suggestion. You can switch it around to suit what you want, and you can just, act as you want accordingly. So for Sa'ur, you can try a bafufu or amala. Any of those would be a good choice, with a goosey soup and of course assorted meat or fish, or as you want. And for iftar, you can do dates, orange juice, water, boiled potato with stew. So remember that one of the concepts behind the meal idea is that we still want to keep it healthy and balanced even though we are fasting. So the suggested app for today is called Umrah and Hajj Guide. So as the name implies, this is an Islamic app that helps Muslims all over the world to know about every aspect of the performance of Umrah and Hajj rituals. So in the most effective way. This application comes up with 8 major groupings, which are Umrah Guide, Hajj Guide, Ihram Instruction, Supplication, Hajj Map, Glossaries, Miscellaneous, and Destination Map. So you can see that this is a whole lot of stuff in one. So for those that intend to go on Umrah or Hajj, you will find this app really interesting, so that in case you're forgetting what is missing in your, in the duties of Umrah and Hajj, this app is going to give you step by step how to use the Ihram map guide when you are in when you're in Makkah, supplications that you are required to do, and a whole lot that has to do with Hajj and Umrah, mashallah. So if you're looking at going on Umrah or Hajj, this will be a very good app for you to try out. So it's Umrah and Hajj Guide. So I apologize again today. There's no tafsir take because I was not able to tune and digest into tafsir take. So let me tell you how the tafsir take works again, and why it's seeming like I've not been able to come up with one in the last few days. So I try to listen to tafsir, which most times is usually between an hour or two. So I'll listen to the entire tafsir by any of the lecturer that I tune into. So when I'm done with the entire or while the tafsir is going on, I would usually will pick a point from their discussion and then do listening on it very well, and then come here and put it out in my own explanation as simple as it can be, so that there can be an understanding of it using a different style from the main lecturer, mashallah, but still not going out from the exact message of the lecture. So that 1 hour, that 2 hours is what I've not been able to put up with in the last few days, and that's why I'm having no tafsir take again today. But I apologize. Hopefully I'll be able to see that time again for the upcoming editions, but if not, maybe we'll have to still go on without it. So on that note, I'll just move right ahead to you do not say to a fasting Muslim. So do not say to a fasting Muslim that it is not possible to be depressed or anxious during Ramadan. Do not say this to a seemingly depressed person during Ramadan, especially when it looks so obvious that this person is depressed. Yes, Ramadan is a joyous moment for us Muslims, but it does not make us stop being humans. It does not make us stop being humans and expressing our various emotions, It is really okay to have these emotions. It is okay to have all of your regular emotions during Ramadan. Yes, Ramadan is a joyous moment, but people can be sad during Ramadan. People could feel depressed during Ramadan. People could feel out of place during Ramadan. People could feel tired, worn out, just lost during Ramadan. It happens. So Ramadan does not mean that these emotions are entirely not there again, even though that it is supposed to make us feel better and through the various of acts of ibadah and all that we will be doing. But then it does not rule out the fact that these emotions are still present in our daily life. So if you see anybody that looks depressed or sad during Ramadan, rather than throw it at them and say, it's Ramadan, you're supposed to be happy, why are you sad? Why not just be emphatic? Why not just show compassion? And know that it is okay to have this emotion. Ramadan takes a lot of tolls on us as Muslims, and our reaction mechanism differs. So do not be mean with your words, rather show empathy or keep silent. So Ramadan, to some people, it's even taking a lot of tolls, from iftar to tarawih to walk, to other acts of ibadah, and of course itikaf is coming on, all of that all together. So it's taking a toll on people. We have our reaction mechanism differs. For some people, they'll be strong in the whole of it and you won't even notice that anything is going on. But some people, they will break down at some point. Yes, they are human, and you see this in them. So do not go throwing it at their faces. Do not be mean when you see such people and say, Ramadan lewa, kilos one shilling. Ramadan does not mean you can show the emotion. So try and as much as possible to be nice and show concern and show empathy, mashallah. So on the dua of the day, remember that a dua a day keeps shaitan away. So it's Rabbana anzil alayna ma'idatan minas samai takullana idal awal lana وَأَكِرْنَا وَآيَاتًا مِنْكَ وَارْزُقْنَا وَأَنْتَ خَيْرُ الرَّازِقِينَ وَارْزُقْنَا وَأَنْتَ خَيْرُ الرَّازِقِينَ. Our Lord, send us from heaven a table set, that there may be for us, for the first and the last of us, a solemn festival and a sign from thee, and provide for us our sustenance, for thou art the best sustainer of our needs. One moment, please. So thank you. So that's the dua of the day. We are asking Allah to make provision for us. This dua is very good, seeking Allah's provision. Allah should provide for us. He should send from us from heaven a table set for us, that we may be the first and the last of us, a solemn festival, a sign from thee, and provide for our sustenance, for thou art the sustainer of our needs, mashallah. So you can say this prayer every day. Remember that the idea behind dua of the day is to make sure that we're saying at least one dua every day during Ramadan, mashallah. So that will be the end of the program for today. Remember that the theme for today that we were talking about is unity, and we've looked at the Quran verse and an hadith that was talking about the importance of unity in Islam, the importance of taking ourselves as one brotherhood, as one nation, and how this will in effect make our household better, make our community outstanding, make our nation good, mashallah. So where there is unity, there is love, there is progress, there is advancements, mashallah. But where there is no unity, we all know what can happen and what can go wrong. And this is why Islam encourages us to be united in what we're doing. It says that excuse me, what's that? The believers are brothers. The Arabic just ran off my head now, but the meaning is that we are all one, we are brothers. And we read that this where the Rasul was making saying the parable and making gesture with his hand, like locking it all together and saying they are like this. It means that they have to be closely knitted. Then it also says that the believer are like the part of the body such that when one part is not healthy, the other part feels the pain. So that is how we should be as Muslim brothers and sisters. We should be the best. We should be united, mashallah. I pray Allah makes it easy for us. Inshallah, subsequent episodes, like I say, we will be talking about itikaf, because we all know it's itikaf period, and we are always advised and encouraged to keep saying Allahumma innaka afuwwun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anni. Allahumma innaka afuwwun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anni. Allahumma innaka afuwwun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anni. Allah loves to pardon, so we are asking Allah to pardon us, mashallah. Remember to always say this azkar every time you're sitting, you're walking, you're going. It is this last 10 days is where we have the special night of Laylatul Qadr. Like he said, no one knows the exact day, but it's among these last 10 days, and it's an opportunity for us to seek Allah's mercy, for us to ask Allah to erase what has been written that is bad for us, and to replace it with something good, something wonderful, mashallah. So I won't say so much on that, because we're still going to treat itikaf as a whole team very soon, mashallah. So thank you so much for all those that joined live today. Thank you for all those that will be catching the replay. I pray that Allah gives peace to the nation, peace to our community, peace to our household, mashallah. And I pray that He grants shifa to all those who have been sick, mashallah. Tomorrow, inshallah, I'll be here again with the 22 of Ramadan Nuggets with Halimat. Hopefully, I'll see you all here again today. Thank you so much for all the likes, for the comments, for the shares and support. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ma'asalam.